Coming live from the Tivoli Met Radio studio here on Auraria campus, this is All Sports with Gerardo. Thank you for listening to All Sports through Met Radio on mymetmedia.com, live every Tuesday from 3:30 to 5 p.m. This is your host, Gerardo, and all I talk is sports. On the show today, I am going to talk about NFL football, Major League Baseball, NBA basketball, NHL hockey, and soccer. Before I start the show, I hope you all had a great weekend. To start off with Major League Baseball, this season, the Astros want to move on from the sign-stealing scandal from the 2017 season. Current and former players, coaches, and personnel from the Astros have apologized for their role in the sign-stealing scandal. For years, other Major League Baseball teams have suspected the Astros of stealing signs. According to multiple reports, the Astros used a video camera in center field to film the opposing catcher's signs to the pitchers. Then the Astros would watch the live camera feed from the dugout and they would signal to their batter what kind of pitch was coming. Most of the time this was taking place was at Minute Maid Park down in Houston, which is the home of the Astros. So most of this sign-stealing scandal was when the Astros were at home in Houston. Major League Baseball opened an investigation into the allegations, and in January 2020, they confirmed that the Astros illegally used a camera system to steal signs during the 2017 regular season and postseason when they won the 2017 World Series against the Dodgers, and in parts of the 2018 season. Major League Baseball found no evidence of sign stealing in the 2019 season when the Astros reached and lost the 2019 World Series to the Nationals. But this would have probably been a different story if the Astros would have won the 2019 World Series against the Nationals. If they would have won the World Series once again, there is a possibility that the Astros could have been accused of stealing signs during the 2019 World Series and postseason. Major League Baseball is investigating it. So far there is no evidence, but other teams have stated that they're thinking the Astros did the same thing, especially in the 2019 World Series. So we're going to have to wait and see if any evidence pops up of the Astros stealing signs during the 2019 World Series or during the postseason. As a result of this sign-stealing scandal, the Astros fired General Manager Jeff Luhnow and Manager A.J. Hinch, and they have both been suspended 1 year, which includes the 2020 regular season and postseason. The Astros have been fined $5 million, and they have lost their first and second round draft picks in 2020 and in 2021. Major League Baseball's investigation also determined that Red Sox manager Alex Cora helped with the Astros sign stealing while serving as a bench coach in 2017 with the Astros, and Alex Cora and the Red Sox mutually parted ways during the offseason. According to multiple reports, Carlos Beltran played a huge role in the Astros sign-stealing scandal during the 2017 season. This past offseason, the Mets hired Carlos Beltran to be their next manager. But after the Astros were being investigated for the sign-stealing scandal and Carlos Beltran was a player for the Astros during the 2017 season, the Mets parted ways with Carlos Beltran during the offseason because of his role in the sign-stealing scandal with the Astros. Carlos Beltran was the only player named in the official Major League Baseball report for this sign-stealing scandal. The sanctions against the Astros were the most severe that Major League Baseball has ever issued against a team, and it's among the most severe sanctions for in-game misconduct in baseball history. The Astros' actions were heavily criticized by players on other Major League Baseball teams across Major League Baseball. The Astros' sign-stealing scandal has dominated this past offseason and the start of the 2020 season. More people are talking about the Astros' sign-stealing scandal from the 2017 season compared to people talking about the Nationals winning the 2019 World Series against the Astros and how the Nationals won their first World Series in franchise history. So if we take a look at this Astros sign-stealing scandal, throughout this past offseason and now in spring training, the Astros are apologizing for their roles, or if they were a part of this sign-stealing scandal from the 2017 season. Current and former players, coaches, and personnel have apologized for this sign-stealing scandal or for their role in the sign-stealing scandal. But not too many other people across Major League Baseball are taking this apology from the Astros. The Dodgers have heavily criticized the Astros since the Astros did beat the Dodgers in the 2017 World Series. So the Dodgers are criticizing the Astros. Basically, they're stating that the Astros took a World Series away from the Dodgers, and it was a World Series that the Dodgers should have won instead of the Astros. The 2017 World Series did go all the way to Game 7, which the Dodgers landed up losing. But the Dodgers are heavily criticizing the Astros the most since they went against them in the 2017 World Series, and they're not too happy that the Astros won the 2017 World Series, likely because of this sign-stealing scandal that they were mainly doing during the 2017 season and in the postseason, but especially in the World Series. Another reason why the Dodgers are not too happy about the Astros winning the 2017 World Series is because the Dodgers went back to the World Series in 2018, and they went against the Red Sox. But if you take a look at both of those World Series that the Dodgers appeared in, they had a better chance at beating the Astros than the Red Sox. But because Alex Cora was the Red Sox former manager, and he took the Red Sox to the 2018 World Series, and the Red Sox did beat the Dodgers in that World Series, the Red Sox have also been investigated because Alex Cora is their manager. And Alex Cora was also a coach on the bench for the Astros when they won the 2017 World Series. So nobody knows if the Red Sox were doing a sign-stealing scandal because Alex Cora was their manager, and Alex Cora brought that to the Red Sox because he was doing that with the Astros when they won the World Series the previous year. So the Red Sox have been investigated. So far, no evidence has come out if the Red Sox were also stealing signs during the 2018 season because Alex Cora was their manager. But the Red Sox did part ways with Alex Cora this past offseason, and they now have a new interim manager that has taken over, and we're going to have to wait and see when the Red Sox do hire a new manager, whether it's in spring training or sometime this season or this off season. Now, if we take a look at everybody's reaction across Major League Baseball, not too many players are happy with the Astros winning the 2017 World Series. especially individual players that are in the same division with the Astros or in the American League. Many individual players in the American League West have criticized the Astros for cheating during the 2017 World Series and that the Astros didn't deserve to win this World Series. Also, many other individual players are criticizing individual players on the Astros, specifically Jose Altuve, because the Astros won the 2017 World Series, but Jose Altuve won American League MVP. So individual players are criticizing Jose Altuve on winning the MVP during the 2017 season because he played for the Astros and he could have been a part of this sign stealing scandal. Also, we've had reactions from the sports world, from individual players, no matter if they're not in Major League Baseball. We have seen players in the NFL, in the NBA, and even in other sports criticize the Astros for what they did in the 2017 season. So whether it's individual players in Major League Baseball or in other leagues, there has been many reactions from players across the sports world criticizing the Astros for what they did and how they stole signs during the 2017 season and how they don't deserve that World Series title that they won. Also, these individual players are criticizing Jose Altuve on winning the MVP during the 2017 season. They're stating that he doesn't deserve it because he was a part of the Astros sign stealing scandal. So there's been many different types of reactions across Major League Baseball and the sports world. But many people are also criticizing Major League Baseball Commissioner Robert Manfred. Many people are stating, especially in Major League Baseball, that Commissioner Robert Manfred didn't do enough to the Astros and that their penalties were not enough. The Astros did get fined $5 million and they lost their first and second round draft picks in 2020 and in 2021. But many individuals would like to see the commissioner strip the World Series title from the Astros. Commissioner Robert Manfred stated that he is not going to strip the World Series title from the Astros, but many people would like to see the World Series stripped from the Astros and have the Astros receive the severest penalty that they could receive. And by stripping the World Series title from the Astros, that would be the best option and the best penalty for the Astros to suffer for what they did during the 2017 season. So we're going to have to wait and see if there's any more penalties that the Astros suffer going into the future. But so far, what they have suffered and what the commissioner has handed out to the Astros is likely what the Astros are going to get for now. And there may not be any further actions going into the future, but more individuals would like to see more done to the Astros because of this sign stealing scandal from the 2017 season. Nolan Arenado stated, "I want to win. If we win here, that's why I signed here, right? To win here. But if we're not going to win, I would rather play for a winner. I don't care where it is. I would rather win a World Series than have my number retired." So Nolan Arenado has made it clear that he wants to play for a winning team. No matter if it's the Rockies or a different team. The Rockies are only going to get 2 chances as long as Nolan Arenado doesn't get traded before the end of the 2021 season. Because after the 2021 season ends, with this new contract that Nolan Arenado has, he has the option to opt out of his contract and go to a different team. Nolan Arenado made it clear, if the Rockies are not going to be a winning team and make it into the postseason to have a chance at reaching and potentially winning the World Series, he wants out and he wants to play for a different team. So we're going to have to wait and see how the Rockies play in the 2020 season, and if they have a winning season after the Rockies went to the postseason back-to-back seasons in 2017 and 2018 as a wild card team, since they had winning seasons, but the Rockies did not have a winning season and they did not make it into the postseason in 2019. So for the 2020 season, the Rockies' goal is to have a winning season, play better baseball, and get back into the postseason. We're going to have to wait and see if that happens. But Nolan Arenado wants to play on a winning team, and if it's not going to be the Rockies, with the last 2 chances that they possibly have in 2020 and 2021, Nolan Arenado wants out, and he wants to play on a winning team that makes it into the postseason and that will have a chance at winning the World Series. Also, Nolan Arenado stated that he wants to meet with General Manager Jeff Bridich at some point, whether it's in spring training or sometime this season, to discuss the future of the Rockies and the future of him playing for the Rockies. So we're going to have to wait and see when that meeting takes place. But Nolan Arenado has made it clear that if he plays for the Rockies, he wants the Rockies to be a winning team that makes it into the postseason and that has a chance at winning a World Series. There's no doubt that Nolan Arenado is one of the best players and third basemen to ever play for the Rockies and in Major League Baseball. Nolan Arenado is also a franchise player on the Rockies, and the Rockies want to build around Nolan Arenado so they can have a winning team this season and going into the future. All we can do is wait and see how Nolan Arenado and the Rockies play in the 2020 season, but hopefully the Rockies have a winning season in 2020 and they can also make it back into the postseason, either as a wild card team or finally winning the National League West for the first time in franchise history. The beginning of the 2020 baseball season is just around the corner. Pitchers, catchers, position players, and all 30 Major League Baseball teams have reported for spring training. This week, spring training games have begun, and towards the end of March, the 2020 regular season will begin with opening day. Right now, I'm going to take a commercial break. When I come back, I will talk about the NFL. Welcome back to All Sports with Gerardo. Moving on now to NFL football. Drew Brees announced he will be returning back for the Saints in the 2020 season for his 20th season in the NFL. So if we take a look at Drew Brees, there's no doubt that Drew Brees is one of the best quarterbacks to ever play in the NFL. Also, there's no doubt that Drew Brees will be a first ballot Hall of Famer once he retires. With the numbers that Drew Brees has as a quarterback, he's one of the best quarterbacks to ever play in the NFL. And with the type of numbers that Drew Brees has, he ranks in the top 5 in almost every category among quarterbacks to ever play in the NFL. So with Drew Brees ranking in the top 5 and the top 3 in categories among quarterbacks that have played in the NFL, there's no doubt that Drew Brees is one of the best quarterbacks to ever play in the NFL. With Drew Brees returning back for his 20th season in the NFL, and with the age that he is, there is a great chance that the 2020 season will be the last season Drew Brees plays in the NFL. And it could also be Drew Brees' farewell season. So we're going to have to wait and see if the 2020 season is the last season Drew Brees plays in the NFL. But in 2020, Drew Brees wants to continue adding on to his resume and breaking records. And also getting into the top 5 or the top 3 in every quarterback category among quarterbacks that have ever played in the NFL. There's no doubt that Drew Brees has one of the best quarterback resumes, and once he retires from the NFL, Drew Brees will be an NFL Hall of Famer going into the future. Drew Brees, Tom Brady, Brett Favre, Earl Morrall, and Vinny Testaverde are the only quarterbacks in NFL history to play 20 seasons. Greg Olsen and the Seahawks have agreed to a 1-year contract. Ozzie Newsome was the first African American general manager in the NFL. The Eagles released linebacker Nico Branham. The Redskins released tight end Jordan Reed. The Lions released defensive tackle Damon Harrison. The Bears released wide receiver Taylor Gabriel. The Bears released cornerback Prince Olandina. Right now I'm going to take a commercial break. When I come back, I will talk about the NBA, the NHL, and soccer. Welcome back to All Sports with Gerardo. Moving on now to NBA basketball. Kobe Bryant and his daughter Gianna were buried in a private ceremony on February 7 in the Pacific View Memorial Park in Corte de Mar, California, near the family's Southern California home in Orange County, California. February 24th was a celebration of life for Kobe and Gianna Bryant. The Bryant family had a public memorial for Kobe Bryant, his daughter Gianna, and the 7 other victims that died in the helicopter crash on February 24th at the Staples Center in Los Angeles. The date, 224, reflects the jersey numbers worn by Kobe, number 24, and Gianna, number 2. That's why the memorial was on February 24th. A few hours before the memorial, Vanessa Bryant sued the owner of the helicopter that crashed in the fog. The wrongful death lawsuit claimed that the pilot, Arizona Bino, was careless and negligent by flying in cloudy conditions. According to investigators, the reason why the helicopter crashed was because of foggy conditions in the Los Angeles area when the helicopter was flying over the mountains in Calabasas, which led to the helicopter crashing and Kobe and Gianna Bryant and 7 other victims dying in a helicopter crash on January 26, which was likely caused by the fog in the Calabasas area that day. So if we take a look at Kobe Bryant, watching this memorial, many individuals attended this public memorial for Kobe Bryant at the Staples Center on February 24th. Current and former players, coaches, and personnel with the Lakers and in the rest of the NBA, a lot of big names from the NBA was at Kobe Bryant's memorial. Also, other individuals that knew Kobe Bryant, public figures, celebrities, many individuals were at this memorial for Kobe Bryant, whether they knew or they didn't know Kobe Bryant. Some of these individuals included current or former players, coaches, and personnel from the Lakers, the NBA, and even from other leagues in sports. Also, public figures and celebrities that knew Kobe Bryant, the Bryant family, his friends, fans of the Lakers, the NBA, or of sports, and even people that didn't know Kobe Bryant. Whoever could, many individuals attended this memorial for Kobe and Gianna Bryant and for the 7 other victims that died in this helicopter crash on January 26. And many individuals attended this memorial, whether they knew or they didn't know Kobe Bryant. But the individuals that spoke during this memorial for Kobe Bryant, whether it was Vanessa Bryant, Michael Jordan, Shaquille O'Neal, or other individuals, they all had a story to tell. And the story that they told, especially the people that personally knew Kobe Bryant on and off the basketball court, they had nothing but great things to say about Kobe Bryant and the relationship that they had with Kobe Bryant, whether it was on the court or off the court. Vanessa Bryant had a very powerful statement, and she said a lot of great things about her husband, Kobe Bryant, and about her daughter, Gianna Bryant. And she also said how she's going to miss both of them. Also, Michael Jordan, Shaquille O'Neal, they also had great statements, and they had a lot of great things to say about Kobe Bryant and the type of relationship that they had with him, whether they were playing against him, they were on the court with him, or even off the court. Michael Jordan's statement about Kobe Bryant was one of the best, because he said people always wanted to compare him to Kobe Bryant by the type of numbers they had throughout their career and how many championships they won. But Michael Jordan said it was more than comparing each other. They had a really great relationship with each other. Also, Vanessa Bryant's statement was very powerful in what she said. She said thank you to everybody for their condolences on the loss of Kobe and Gianna Bryant. She did say that she is going to miss both of them very deeply, but she is thankful for all the support from around the world for people that knew or didn't know Kobe Bryant. And she is grateful for everyone that has supported her during this tough time after losing her husband and her daughter in a helicopter crash. But this memorial for Kobe Bryant was a great memorial for Kobe and his daughter Gianna. Many individuals, whether it was family, friends, current or former players, coaches, or personnel from the NBA or from the rest of the sports world, and even public figures, celebrities, everybody that knew Kobe Bryant had a story to tell. And the story that they told was a great story. And they had nothing but great things to say about Kobe Bryant or his daughter Gianna. It just depended on who that individual was and who they knew. But everybody that knew Kobe Bryant had nothing but great things to say about him, especially with the type of relationship that they had with him. whether it was on the court or off the court. Many individuals also said great things about his daughter Gianna, on how she was an inspiration and how she had a lot of potential going into the future with everything that she learned from her father. So this memorial for Kobe Bryant, Gianna Bryant, and for the 7 other victims that died in the helicopter crash on January 26 was a great memorial for everybody to honor the life and legacy of Kobe Bryant, his daughter Gianna Bryant, and for the 7 other victims. Everybody's going to make sure that nobody forgets about Kobe Bryant anytime soon. And it doesn't matter if it's individuals from the NBA, from the sports world, or public figures or celebrities that knew Kobe Bryant. Everybody's doing what they can to honor Kobe Bryant's legacy with the Lakers and in the NBA. But they're also going to make sure that nobody forgets about Kobe Bryant anytime soon, now and going into the future. Many individuals have honored Kobe Bryant's legacy since his death. And even now that it's a month after Kobe Bryant died, and now that this public memorial for Kobe Bryant has passed, many individuals are going to continue honoring Kobe Bryant's legacy in the next few months, in the next year, in the next few years, and going into the future. But individuals that knew Kobe Bryant are going to make sure that nobody forgets about Kobe Bryant anytime soon. Also, Vanessa Bryant stated that she is thankful for everybody that has supported her during this tough time and the loss of Kobe and Gianna Bryant. And she was also thank you for all the support and condolences that everybody has given her and her family since the death of her husband Kobe and her daughter Gianna. So when Vanessa Bryant was speaking, she did say thank you to everybody for their condolences and their support since the death of Kobe and Gianna, whether it was people that knew Kobe Bryant or people that didn't know Kobe Bryant. She was thankful for all the support she has got from everybody around the world. Now and going into the future, everybody's going to do whatever they can, no matter where they are around the world or no matter who they are, to honor Kobe Bryant's life and legacy with the Lakers and in the NBA. And individuals will make sure that nobody forgets about Kobe Bryant anytime soon or going into the future, especially the NBA. The NBA is going to do whatever they can to honor Kobe Bryant's legacy with the Lakers and the NBA, and they're going to make sure nobody ever forgets about Kobe Bryant. So far, the NBA has done whatever they could to honor Kobe Bryant's legacy in the NBA. And this is what they've done so far. And even after a month after Kobe Bryant has passed away, this is only the beginning of what they're going to do to honor Kobe Bryant's legacy in the NBA. And they're going to continue to honor Kobe Bryant's legacy in the NBA now and going into the future. But so far, this is what they've done to honor Kobe Bryant. For the All-Star game, Team LeBron wore number 2 jerseys and Team Giannis wore number 24 jerseys to honor Kobe and Gianna. Each All-Star jersey had a patch to honor the 9 victims that died in the helicopter crash on January 26. The NBA announced they changed the All-Star game format The fourth quarter wasn't timed, and the final score of the game was the leading team's score after the third quarter, and 24 points was added to their total points after 3 quarters of the game to honor Kobe Bryant. The NBA announced the All-Star Game MVP Award has been permanently renamed to the NBA All-Star Game Kobe Bryant MVP Award. So that's only to name a few things that the NBA has done to honor Kobe Bryant. And they're going to continue honoring Kobe Bryant going into the future. Chris Paul moved into 7th in all-time steals. LeBron James and Anthony Davis are the first Lakers teammates with 30 points and 10 rebounds in the same game since Kobe Bryant and Pau Gasol back in 2008. Kyrie Irving will miss the rest of the season, and he will undergo season-ending surgery. So if we take a look at the Nets, they definitely have a lot of potential going into the next few seasons, even though they're not going to have the potential of going far into the playoffs if they happen to make the playoffs this season. But the Nets do have Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant on their roster. And they knew that this season was likely going to be an off season, but next season and going into the future, the Nets know they have a lot of potential going into the future with Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant on the Nets roster. And they have the potential of having winning seasons, making it into the playoffs, and even having a chance at reaching and winning the NBA Finals with Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant. This season was definitely an off season for the Nets since Kyrie Irving missed the majority of the season due to this shoulder injury that he has. And he was out for many weeks because of this shoulder injury that he has. And now that he's undergoing season-ending surgery on his shoulder, now he's going to be out for the rest of the season. But even before undergoing season-ending surgery, Kyrie Irving had missed the majority of the season because of this shoulder injury that he's had since almost the beginning of the season. Kevin Durant has been out the entire season, and it's very likely he's going to be out for the entire season as he's recovering from the injury that he suffered during the NBA Finals last season. So the Nets already knew that Kevin Durant was going to likely sit out the entire season as he's recovering from his injury that he had last season during the NBA Finals. And even if Kevin Durant was ready in March or in April, they would just shut him down and not have him play this season, regardless if the Nets had a winning season or a losing season, or if they even made the playoffs. They were going to have Kevin Durant sit out the whole season so he could recover from his injury, prepare, and be ready for the following season. So with Kyrie Irving out for the rest of the season, with Kevin Durant already being out for the entire season, we're going to have to wait and see how the Nets play for the rest of the season and if they happen to make the playoffs. But if the Nets happen to make the playoffs, they're likely not going to advance too far since they don't have Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant playing. But next season, when the Nets get Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant playing on the court, it's going to be a whole different Nets team, and the Nets are going to have a lot of potential next season and going into the future with Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant playing on the court. So we're going to have to wait and see how the Nets play for the rest of the season and how the Nets play next season and going into the future with Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant. But the Nets definitely have a lot of potential with Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant going into the future. The Lakers waived DeMarcus Cousins so they could clear up a roster spot for Marquise Morris. The Lakers signed Marquise Morris. So right now I'm going to update you with the current schedule for the Nuggets. I'm going to tell you every team the Nuggets went up against this past week and the final scores of those games. And I'm also going to tell you who the Nuggets go up against in the next week. To start off, last week the Nuggets went against the Thunder, and the Nuggets lost to the Thunder 113-101. The Nuggets went against the Timberwolves, and the Nuggets beat the Timberwolves 128-116. This week, the Nuggets go against the Pistons, the Clippers, the Raptors, and the Warriors. So that's the current schedule for the Nuggets, for the teams they went up against this past week, and the final scores of those games, and that's also who the Nuggets go up against in the next week. Moving on now to NHL hockey. Right now I'm going to update you with the current schedule for the Avalanche. I'm going to tell you every team the Avalanche went up against this past week and the final scores of those games, and I'm also going to tell you who the Avalanche go up against in the next week. To start off, last week the Avalanche went against the Islanders, and the Avalanche beat the Islanders 3-1. The Avalanche went against the Ducks, and the Avalanche beat the Ducks 1-0. The Avalanche went against the Kings, and the Avalanche won a close game against the Kings in a shootout 2-1. This week, the Avalanche go against the Sabres, the Hurricanes, the Predators, and the Red Wings. So that's the current schedule for the Avalanche. For the teams the Avalanche went up against this past week and the final scores of those games, and that's also who the Avalanche go up against in the next week. Moving on now to soccer. The UEFA announced Manchester City has been banned from the Champions League for the next 2 seasons after being found guilty of violating financial fair play regulations. Right now I'm going to take a commercial break. When I come back, I will talk about the end of the show. Welcome back to All Sports with Gerardo. Moving on now to end the show. What to watch for this week in sports. The Nuggets, NBA basketball, the Avalanche, NHL hockey, college basketball. Moving on now. On the next show, I will talk about NFL football, Major League Baseball, NBA basketball, and NHL hockey. I hope you all have a great week. Tune in to the next All Sports with Gerardo show next Tuesday from 3:30 to 5 p.m. I want to say thank you to everybody that listens to All Sports through Met Radio here on mymetmedia.com. Subscribe or like my pages on social media at All Sports with Gerardo. Until next time, this is Gerardo.